And a very warm welcome to So This is Thailand. I'm Valerie Mackenzie, Sawadee ka.
I'm Johan Wimonchalao, Swadee krap.
And I'm Tapani Manawe, Sawadee ka.
Now, of course, we're all talking about the floods or the potential floods. And I don't know whether you've noticed that a number of the real estate developers, those that sell you the properties and say that everything is going to be fantastic, well, they're fine until there's a crisis or there's a problem. And then 1 year on, many of the developers are not actually honouring the promise of keeping the compounds up to standard. So I think that's quite a big issue, and I think it's something that we need to actually start honing into them and saying, come on guys, a year almost, maybe more flooding coming, and yet you still haven't finished the work you've done.
Well, it's like actually not just for flooding. It seems to be in projects in general. Whenever there's any type of emergency or anything out there or any big project, within a year, people seem to forget. It's a very short-term memory problem.
Very
well,
much.
Actually, after the flood, they used to start advertising. We didn't get flooded in this area, so kind of more like buy property here because it's not going to flood.
Well, there's all the guarantees in the world, but let me tell you, when we're actually in the middle of a crisis and then following the crisis, things aren't happening the way they should. So property developers out there, please, you sold the properties, now would you like to actually clear up the mess? That's the message, not from only the foreigners living here, but that's certainly the message also from many Thais who are very frustrated with having spent, in some cases, 100 million plus baht to buy a property and then find that street signs are still not up, securities are still not up, the lakes are still not filled again. Not good enough, guys. You took our money first. And so, what's the talk of the town other than property?
All right, we're going to start off with evaluating the first year performance of the Ministry of Defense. The Defense Minister has said that the government is on the right track to solving southern unrest. I know it's a topic that everyone is talking about, and just to give you an idea of the overall picture, there's 66 agencies under 17 ministries trying to solve this problem. It is complete chaos, but they are urging the public to remain patient as they're trying to work together towards one direction, and they're urging that local residents and teachers and amongst the local community come together to try and solve this problem for a proactive approach. And also they do need urgent cooperation from the local residents as the soldiers are having trouble blending in with the public.
In addition to that, as you mentioned last week, Tara, that in fact another 1,500 police have gone down to the south, and they've also got to assimilate and mix with the people and understand the thinking, understand what the feelings are. So it's an ongoing process. But I also believe that it's no point in one party saying it's our turn to fix it now and ignoring the other party. It's all of us working together, because to have the southern provinces not proceeding the way the rest of the country is really unacceptable.
Oh, absolutely. And the fact that they're coming up with a lot of different solutions down there, but there's not a concerted effort to keep the efforts ongoing. And the problem is, as you mentioned, one party will have this idea, they'll go with it. Another party comes in and says, we're not going to do that anymore. When in fact, they should have some consistency and some depending on there. So there is a long-term goal that everyone can agree on.
Many of the diplomats, in fact, particularly those from the Middle East, have spent a lot of time and a lot of money going to the south, of actually taking with them religious leaders, of taking with them people that are very well qualified in conflict. And every time a group goes down, they come back, there's a really good idea in place, but it doesn't happen, nothing goes forward. So for the sake of the country, for the sake of those people that are suffering greatly in the south, we hope that the ministry has it right and will be able to move forward with all parties coming together. Let's keep everything crossed.
Absolutely. Well, moving along to some happier news, I might say happy birthday to Ling Ping. So those who don't know who Ling Ping is, it's the giant panda up in Chiang Mai. Now, it's been 3 years and 3 months, so it's a little of a delayed happy birthday, but a happy birthday nonetheless.
And we weren't on air then, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay there. But for those who don't know about the giant pandas up in Chiang Mai, they are on loan from China and thriving, doing well. Ling Ping was the first to be born there. in captivity. And actually, according to an agreement between China and Thailand, any panda born here in the country needs to be returned to China after 2 years. But there's been such a big draw in terms of tourism up there, both internationally and domestically, that they're in ongoing negotiations to extend the stay again.
That's true. He's a bit of a mini celebrity, isn't he? Hasn't he got his own channel?
Yes.
Yes,
Panda
he has,
channel.
exactly, which is really quite special. But I think also we should congratulate their keepers and the people that look after them, because I remember when General Lertlat, in fact, went to China to take a group of people with him to learn about how to manage the pandas. It's not easy, and to actually have done so well, had a birth, and now in fact have kept them so healthy that China is happy with what we're doing. Well done, you guys. You work hard, it's paid off.
All right, taking a look then to, we're still in the north, staying in the north in Chiang Mai. We're talking about persimmons. Now, they're in season and they are very popular. The orchards are actually being opened to the public in Doi Intanon, and it's a spectacle of colors. They're beautiful fruit, kind of a sea of orange and yellow. And the villagers are taking the opportunity of the harvest to set up a persimmon festival and have invited tourists up to Chiang Mai to visit and pick the persimmons from the trees. That goes on until the end of September, and you can enjoy a little bit of early winter in Doi Intanon as well.
I know persimmons in the U.S. at least. My mom loves eating them, but it's a different variety there. So you have to really wait until they're super ripe and soft, and that's when they get sweet. Otherwise, you eat them too early, and they get kind of that fuzzy.
Like a banana does, it sticks to your
Yeah,
tongue.
like an unripe banana, exactly. But persimmons here, you see them all over the place. Not only fresh ones, but especially you might find them in Chinatown. The dried ones are also very tasty.
Yeah, they're also an auspicious fruit as well, like symbolizing wealth. So,
Yes, indeed. I think the other thing too, it's good that we have them now at Doi Intanon. Some years ago we did not. And basically what that meant was that they were coming in from China and frozen on the way. So when you actually got them, they actually never ripened. They were never soft like we would get them overseas. But now we've got our own, we're doing well. So there's, when you go to Chiang Mai, there's many things you can do. You can go and see Ling Ping and say happy birthday. Maybe you can go and buy some persimmons to help get them off the tree. And of course, the night markets, much more to do up there. And
and the royal flower
the
festival.
raw flora of Rajaput is
Yeah.
beautiful. It really is lovely. And I understand that they're thinking of having a convention centre, albeit not huge, but within the Royal Flora Rajaput, to have this on an ongoing basis. So it'd be a nice way to spend a few days, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense to have, since everyone's coming here into Bangkok for the convention, it would make sense to have something in the north. With the AEC opening up in the next couple of years, it'd be really to have a nice, even closer hub there for people coming from China as well.
Well, I think it's a great place to be. The weather is a little cooler here up there at the moment. They have had some rain, they have had some flash floods, but it's safe to go and well worth the visit.
Well, all this good news means that other people outside the country also think that Thailand is a great place not only to come to visit, but to invest in. And our story upcoming next is AmCham, that's the American Chamber of Commerce, has recently held a focus on U.S. investment in particular here in the country, saying the country looks like a great place for investment. I just kind of repeated it, didn't I? According to the survey, there's about 92% of the members of the Chamber of Commerce say that is a positive outlook for investment here in the country. And even looking after the 2011 floods, Thailand recovered from those so quickly that people are very positive.
Except from the real estate
Except for the
developers.
real estate, exactly. But they're not only looking at Thailand in terms of investing here solely, but looking at Thailand as the hub to jump to, especially in the ASEAN Economic Community, especially into Myanmar in the future. So they think, establish a presence here in Thailand, expand into our neighboring countries in the future. It's a great place to work from.
We also talked about that the other day. I think Tara covered that, about the road system that's actually going to go through from, in fact, Thailand into Myanmar, and round into India, down into Bangladesh. The road already, I've been on it myself, it's not difficult at all to go through here into China. So the roads are good. I think that when we actually have all of the infrastructure going, we certainly will be the best possible hub. We're not by sea, we're not by a long route, we're right in the position to be the hub, and I feel that if we can get the funds, if in fact the the banks support us all, then we're going to support AmCham. And in turn, not only them, but other chambers and their businesses will support Thailand. But we've got to be ahead of the rest. We've got to understand what's happening with our competitors around the country.
And just looking at just the financial side about how much money we're talking about investment here in Thailand, it's about 40 billion US. So this is a huge market, huge opportunity for Thailand, looking into the really immediate future.
And of course, we mentioned the other day too about Thailand is the Detroit of the East. Many people don't actually realise how many motor vehicles are here. All the American companies are here and doing extremely well. I mentioned the other day we have the Fords and the Mazdas working together. The Chevrolet is doing particularly well here. And of course, all those accessories, all those spare parts that have to be made for the cars, that's giving a lot of opportunities to the local community too.
Yeah.
So, let's get more business in and let's really show people what we can do, Thailand.
Last bit of news, is there? No?
Nope.
No, that's it for
I
today.
guess that rounds it out.
It certainly rounds it out. But what is news is the fact you may recall about, 15, 16 months ago, maybe a little bit longer, there were queues after queues after queues at Krispy Kreme at CM Paragon. And for those of us that haven't spent any time in the States or don't eat a lot of donuts, well, we just thought, what is going on? I had the opportunity to meet the lady who bought the franchise here to Thailand, and I wanted to know from her, did they pay people to stand on the queue? Because there were people that actually got there 27 hours before and waited.
Wow.
And there were people coming in who've actually buying 10, 12 boxes and then going across the road, now near Siam Square, and selling them and then sending somebody back and putting on a premium. People made a lot of money and people are still making a lot of money. So after the break, we're going to come back with Krispy Kreme, and I think you'll be surprised about what this lady also says about her as a foreigner, that is a Thai, trying to do business in the States. What were the hurdles she had to come, the same as you guys have hurdles when you try to do business here in Thailand? Stay tuned, we'll be right back.